Protect the little kitty. Protect the little kitty. Protect her. Protect the little kitty. Protect the little kitty. Brightest regards, wise ones, and welcome to my show. Today I'm here doing things just a little bit differently because I'm creating a broad spectrum circle for you guys here on film and want to try to get as much of it in the shot as I possibly can. Now, I had done a video based around how to create your own circle for either holding magical energy or for protection, and both, you know, they're suited by the same circle. So, I mean, you create one circle, it does either or. But I wanted to do an update video because that one was made 10 years ago. And I've changed my methods in creating my personal circle quite a bit since those days. Not to mention there were a few other things that I could have added to that and didn't think about them until after that show. So today I've got my rope circle laid down. I use what is considered to be a 1/4 inch cotton, all cotton rope, and I've cut it to the length that I wanted, and I tied off the ends. I soaked it in consecrated holy water and prayed over it for purification of this rope that I will from henceforward make my circle with. So that's what I use to draw my circle physical lines with. They don't kink like yarn does and lay really sloppily or whatever. And once you lay it down, you could use your finger and you could brush it into the very straight pattern that you would like it to be, and it kind of just pushes the rope into a circle pattern. It's a lot easier than what you might think it is. But it's been consecrated in holy water, the ends have been tied, so my rope has been prepared for my usual use from henceforward. And here I've already laid it down, starting in the east on the right hand side of the door. You're starting on the right, you're laying it down while you're praying that this creates the walls of your temple space. Let nothing dark, negative, or evil enter in from here. Henceforward, blessed be, so might it be, so be it. Lords and ladies, gods and goddesses, spirits of the air, hear my prayer and come now forward. Bless these temple walls and make them pure and holy, that nothing dark, negative, or evil will venture here. Let it be that it keeps out all that is dark, negative, and evil. Let no evil endure. Blessed be, so mote it be, so be it. And then your lines, your physical lines are clearly drawn. Now, if you notice, I've left an opening here, quite a broad opening, which is called my entrance doorway, and it's in the east side. Now that is broad this way because it's where I will enter and leave for all purposes necessary to get done that which is needed. Now I have a broom over here that I started out sweeping my floor with. I sweep my floor and I went from south to north because my front door to my living room, where I've got my circle drawn at, is in the north. And so I start from the south and I brush to the north all the way down, all the way across, and make sure I cover all of it. And I open the door to let out all that negative energy that I swept out from the floor of my temple space. And then I place the broom on the right side of my east gateway. Why do I lay it there? Because now it will be used to close my east side gateway whenever I'm in completely and I'm ready to not leave again. When I don't want to exit anymore, then I will slide this over the east side gateway, and it doesn't matter whether you pick it up and then lay it across, or if you slide it from the right to the left, or what have you. You can even keep it on the left side of your gateway so that you could just slide the handle across just like that. Some people will use their broom for that method, and I do, since I, use it to sweep my temple space first anyway. And so I keep it right by the doorway and then I'll slide it across. Now, some people like to also, and you'll have to excuse the train that I know is coming, or rather here, but some people like to close their doorway with more rope, or with perhaps their sword or their staff. These are all valid uses. These are all valid things that you could do and use to actually cover your door. When you're entirely in, then there are other processes, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. For now, I'm going to put this back over here where I keep it. And my little broom is curved right there, just like my circle is. So it's kind of perfect, And I like my little setup here. It's clean, it's neat. And so going forward, here is where we go from here. We have the physical circle drawn, and we have the elements that we'll need to actually close up that doorway in the end, which is the broom. So from here, I like to take my candles and I like to station them around to the 4 directions. And so what I'll do is I'll take my yellow candle and I'll place it here on the outside of the circle. I like to take my south candle and place it here in the south. I like to take my blue candle and I like to place it here in the west. And then I like to take my north candle and place it here. My green candle and place it in the north. You've got yellow for east, you've got red for south, you've got blue for west, you've got green for north. Now, you don't worry about an altar candle until you've got your place consecrated. But right now, you're getting things ready for your ritual. And yes, these are battery operated. A lot of people with COPD like to use these instead, which is I. A lot of people that are having other health conditions, such as inability to move right, they might be worried about you know, catching things on fire. They have cats or animals. You can use these for that purpose. Anyway, for the camera, it's a little complicated. You know, for you guys, I like to make sure it's absolutely right. But you don't have to have a candle to each of the 4 directions. But I choose to do so because I like to lend homage where respect is due. I like to pay my respects to the guardians of the Watchtower, because to me, they are very, very important in my rituals. And you can also add a purple candle that would go on your altar here in the center if you have an altar set down in your center. Of course, you might want a little bit larger circle, and I actually have a larger, longer rope that I use for that. So I have that ability as well. Now, what I do here, and I need to come in Japanese style for these lessons here. I have these stones that are synonymous with each of the 4 directions, and then one for spirit. You would go to the east, you would lay your stone there. You would go to the south, you would lay your stone there. You would go to the west and lay your stone there. And then you would go to the north and lay your stone there. And then with spirit, you can choose to lay it on the exact opposite of your door from the candle for the east. So the candle for the east is on the right side of the door, and so is the stone that goes to the east, but you could put your spirit stone here. This should be way over here. I got this all out of whack. Okay, but basically, you have your stones that are synonymous with the directions, and you're praying when you're laying these down. And so, basically, you would start in the east, and you would say, Guardian of the East, lend me your power of air. Lend me your all. Communication, magic, etc. And so you would pray to the Guardian of the East, and you would pray to the Guardian of the South, and you would lay the stone down for the south, which is fire. And you're just laying them on the rope, because the guardians are part of these lines on the wall, the actual wall. Then you would lay your stone for the west, and you should emblem over it. You should invoke your symbol over the stones as you lay them. And then go to the next one, do the same thing. Lay your stone, and you're praying to the guardian of that direction. Bless me with your presence. Be present. Help me to protect this temple place, to keep out all that is dark, negative, or evil. In the name of the Almighty's, blessed be. So mote it be, and so be it. And then you go over to the east on the left side of the door, and you lay your stone for spirit. Guardian of spirit, lend me your strength, your all, your power and your might. Lend me the power of the void and of Akasha. Blessed be, so mote it be, so be it. So blessed be. Okay, so you've laid down your candles, and you've laid down your stones to those directions. And if you don't see them that good, I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can to lay this out for you in the best way possible. Now, the door is not sealed, so you can enter and leave, but don't cross those lines, because now you have to respect your guardians of the Watchtower. They are there in those places, and you don't walk over them. You don't disrespect them. So you use the door for all your needs at this point. Now, here I have what I consider to be the barest necessities on my altar to just simply cast a temple, to create a sacred space. This is what I require myself to have, including all of the things that you see around the perimeter of the circle walls. the rope, which has been consecrated in holy water by soaking in it and being blessed. Crystals, they don't have to have the name of that direction printed on them like what mine are here, but it should be a stone that is synonymous with each of the directions. Of course, your beloved familiar, you can't do without that. You don't create a home without your beloved friend. And then you don't have to have a candle around to each direction synonymous with those directions, but if you're going to, why not make them green for north, blue for west, east, south red, and east yellow. Those are the colors to those directions. And if you're going to have one in spirit, the direction of spirit, then make it purple or black, preferably purple. Black is a color you like to use on your altar or in the center of your temple when you're erecting your temple, or as a contribution to the goddess, where you might use a white one as a contribution to your god. I like to have a little statuette of Sheila Nagig, which is to me a symbol of all the goddesses, and I don't know if you could see it here, but I try. Anyway, it's a pendulous, bulbous, boobed goddess with a fat, pregnant belly. Just a little figurine that I lay here in representation of my goddess. You can have one of the male and you can have one of the female, or one that a generic statue that could represent both together, or you could use a white candle for a male and a black candle for a female, and in contribution of them nonetheless. But also a seashell, I like to have a seashell that would act as an anointing oil dish, and usually I would have an anointing oil in it. And that is an oil that I would use on my forehead before I start consecrating the temple, so that I would be blessed while doing so. And let's see, my dish of holy water. Let's see, my sage smudge wand, which is for purification along with the holy water. My libation dish, at which I will give to the gods and goddesses after I've finished anointing. Let's see, I like to at least have a wand and an athame in my circle, because I use it to direct light when bringing up the temple walls, and we call that erecting the temple. And it's part of the holy water, the sage. So you would aim your wand down to the circle walls, and you would hold your athame up when you're directing this energy. Some people do it ass backwards, different than what I do, and that's okay. You could do it whichever way you want, but I like to use the wand actually for directing down, and I like to use the athame for pulling from above. And so that's how I do things. So my symbol of my faith, my candle at which I will light the center of my circle with, or a candle to the spirit direction nonetheless. Holy water, a symbol of your god, goddess, or symbol of god and goddess together. An anointing dish with anointing oil in it. And I like a seashell. Because it's little, it's shallow, you don't have to put a lot of oil in there to actually find it when you're ready to use it. Your sage smudge one, your libation dish, and if you've got them, if you're ready to do so, then your wand and your athame, which you could use your fingers if you do not have these two, so you do not have to have those. Actually, you could do without most of this, except for your actual cleansing tools are necessary, and your two fingers if you've got them. Now, I also have to have a lighter, because I would use it to light the candle and the sage smudge wand or whatever I'm saging with. So you've got to have a lighter, and that's the requirements that I have for my base altar. I don't do anything without at least this stuff here. And so with that in mind, I've had a little bit of my sage fall off, so I put it in the libation to the God and Goddess. For that which we take, do we ever give back? And maybe they just wanted that. So it fell off, and so I placed it in the dish for them as I was setting my stuff up. So here is our base altar setup. I take it onto myself to wage war on anything that is in this temple space that is dark, negative, and evil. If you are here, hear me now. You will not want to be here from now forward. I will hurt you. I cast you out in the name of all that is good. I cast you from this temple space, for you have no place. You have no rights herein. For this is a place of those most high, light, and powerful. From here forward, you will not want to exist here. I light this candle unto the lords and the ladies. I light this candle that it may bless me with its light and light the space within these temple walls. Blessed be. I anoint myself with the oils of the earth to be blessed and made pure, that I may be worthy of this undertaking. Bless me, lords and ladies, and make me pure, that nothing dark, negative, or evil will endure. Cast now from this temple space all the things that don't belong in this place. So mote it be. So be it, and be it so. Blessed be. And with this, I strike my first blow upon those that are dark, negative, and evil. I cast you with this flame, with this light, with this sage, this herb of purification. It's not what you want. It's not something you want to be a part of. In the name of Diana, Cernunnos, Isis, and Osiris, Green Man, Green Lady, Adonai, Manu, blessed be. Blessed be the name of the Almighties that stand with me. Blessed be all that is most high, all that is light and powerful. Cleanse, consecrate, and purify this temple space, that it is no longer a place where anything dark, negative, or evil can endure. Blessed be. So mote it be, and so be it. So mote it be. This, the waters of purification, the blessed waters, holy and pure. I cast out all that is dark, negative, and evil from this space, for it has no reason to be here. It is not wanted, and it is not accepted. I cast out all that is dark, negative, and evil from this temple space now. I cast you out. Your presence I won't allow. Blessed be Diana, Cernunnos, Isis, and Osiris, Green Man, Green Lady, Adonai. Manu, blessed be. So mote it be, and so be it. And with this, I close the door. With this broom, I close the door and seal it, that nothing dark, negative, or evil can enter into. Blessed be, so mote it be, and so be it. Blessed be. I call upon the God and the Goddess. I call upon the gods and the goddesses. Come and be at one with me. Come and be a part of me. Let it be. Be it so. Blessed be. So mote it be. Thank you, lords and ladies, for coming to be at one with me, to be a part of that in which I do, which is to teach all of your new followers the way in which to summon you, to be at one with you, to seek audience with you, to keep you alive within the minds of man, to remind that you exist. This is what I ask. This is what I do. This is my purpose as a teacher. As a teacher, I bestow this truth. This temple is made erect. This temple is now awake. And our meeting, our ritual is in order.